Okay, hi travelers. I've got my little camera set up on my tripod here, and I'm going to pre-record this little intro so that I can put it in front of every video. So unfortunately, as you go back to look at your moon and rising signs, you'll be hearing this again, but it's okay. So I told you that for January there were going to be there's a new deck of cards and a new way that I'm going to be attempting to read the cards. The cards are the Fin de Siècle, okay, known as the Kippers, and it's not a new deck. Lots of people use them, okay. Supposedly they're like the Lenormands, only I find them to be completely different from the Lenormands, and just in my experience with them, and they, for me, are more like the La Vida Sibila cards. I've also discovered that there are a few things missing from the cards in terms of situations that could happen. There's cards that are missing that could refer or relate to some of those situations. And as we go further into the year and I continue to do more readings with them, you'll understand what I mean, because I'll talk to you about it. And so I, read the little book that came with it. Okay. And that's all well and good. Some of the stuff I didn't understand or I did not agree with. And so, you know me, I created my own little book, the Fin de Siècle. Now, before I talk to you about what I did with the book, I am quite sure there's going to be somebody out there who's going to come up underneath the video and be like, well, that's not how the cards are read, or that's not what the cards say, or that's not what the meanings are. And that's fine and good. I have a process of bonding with my cards, of imprinting with my cards, and I wrote about that in a little short article over on Substack about tarot hygiene. And so in imprinting with the cards, they were really talking to me a lot. And so I was able to go back in and write my own little book and add some extra interpretations into it in terms of how the cards spoke to me in combinations with other cards. And so that's what's contained in the book. All right. Now, the way the cards are going to be, here's the deck. Okay. And so they're almost like I find them completely different from the Lenormands, especially the French Lenormands, even the Dorndorf, the German Lenormands. They're completely different. I think these cards are a little bit more plain spoken. So in that regard, they behave a lot like the La Vida Sibila. I've been doing some practice pulls. I haven't necessarily had to use the Sibilas for clarification, but I may have to. That's not the fault of the cards. That would be me, the reader, not understanding what the cards are saying to me. So I will be using, perhaps, if need be, the La Vida Sibila for a bit of clarification. These are going to be shorter readings this year. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe a 10 card spread, anywhere from 6 cards to 10 card spread in a pyramid shape with 3 additional cards off to the side. Those 3 cards additional off to the side will be dealt first face down, and then the rest of the cards will be dealt face up. So the 3 cards to the side that are face down will be things that may come into play. Okay. Again, as with all readings that I do here on YouTube, these readings are free, therefore they are general. And in order to gain any insight into your own specific situation requires a personal reading. And the way that I do personal readings, how you book with me, you contact me by email, and I get your birth date and your sun sign and just your questions. I don't want to know the story. I don't need to know the story about what's going on with you. I just want to know what the questions are, and then I read for you. I do live Zoom readings for 60 minutes. Everything else is recorded, which you upload it to YouTube so that you can go in and view them, download it, save it, delete it, whatever you want to do. I don't need the reading anymore. It's yours to do whatever you want to do with it. And so I always like to give that its general because I'm going to be reading for so many different people of sun, moon, and rising signs. So again, if you recognize a story, then you can always just book with me. You can go over to the About Box section of my channel, and there you can find my reading packages. And I left one off, the 20-minute reading, so it's up there now in the About Box section. Once you pick your package, you simply email me, and then we go from there, okay? I have payment links, everything. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to explain to you the cards, how I came about some of these interpretations. And before I finish, I want to give a shout out to Bella Dutch, who talked to me about these cards. She said she loves them, and now I understand why. So thanks, Bella. I appreciate that. I've been looking at them for a while, but just they didn't seem interesting to me, and I had bought so many decks that didn't speak, but this deck does a lot of talking. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this down, and then we're going to get started with the readings. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope you understood everything that I was saying in the little intro that I put in the video. And so because I've got this new setup and I'm trying to make it do something, trying to give you guys a better angle on the cards, you won't be seeing my face in this. You're just going to see the cards. So as I was explaining, there will be 10 cards in a pyramid, and then there will be 3 cards over here, and these are the cards that might be coming into play during the month of January. So I've already done some meditation and shuffling on the Taurus sign and glyph. I'm just going to put one more rifle on these cards, and then we will lay the cards. The first cards that go down will be the 3, what they call surprise cards. So we're going to put those over here. We're going to look at those after we've looked at the main spread. So our first card down, Distant Horizons. Okay. It's a great card. Then there's Toil and Labor. Main Male. 2 cards here. Well, Mature Male. Change. Slide these up. Next card, Great Fortune. Not bad. So far, not bad. And then we're going to do the last row down. And let me see if I can slide this out a little bit more so that you can get the whole picture here. That's kind of out of frame. I might have to put the camera back on the computer. It just seems to stay in focus better this way. Concern. Courthouse. Marriage. Wow, adjudication. Okay. Well. So first I have two males here in the spread. I have the main male. So whether this is a same-sex relationship or heterosexual relationship, this is going to be the most important man or male in your life. Now, because I have a mature male here, this can imply that perhaps these two are related to each other, because they can be fathers, uncles, stepfathers, godfathers, and the main male is just that. He's the main male in your life. Now, 2 things. I could say that this is a same-sex relationship because typically, if that is the case, he is the partner to the main male. Okay? And so if this is a relationship in which, that's what that could be. I'm not exactly sure if that's what that is, but it kind of reads like it. And I have the card of marriage down here along with courthouse and adjudication. So distant horizons is somewhat like the, what do you call it? The Wheel of Fortune in the regular tarot, okay? And so the card basically deals with just that. Foreigners, foreign trips. It deals with all bodies of water, so oceans, lakes, rivers, streams. It speaks about, I told y'all I have my own little book, so there's a few other meanings here, so bear with me one second. Number 36. So you can think of it like the World card as well as the Wheel of Fortune, okay? And basically, it represents yearnings, hopes, dreams, and wishes. Sometimes it could literally be sailing to a new shore. And then on a more mundane level, it could be a message from overseas, okay? I don't see necessarily any messages in this spread. There are cards that do speak to messages. But then sometimes the card can counsel that someone needs to get out of their heads out of the clouds so that they can realize their dream. Now, what I find interesting is this toil and labor card. Basically, the toil and labor card talks about the idea of something being work. This is not the kind of work that you enjoy. It's something that you have to do. This could be whether you have to deal with people and situations that you really don't want to, but you have to. It's I work for 12 hours a day, and I'm just churning out the same old thing, doing the same old thing. There's no chance for advancement. So it could also be that. And so I'm kind of puzzled as to why this card has come out, particularly with the distant horizons. But here on this row, we see a mature male. I explained to you that he could be like a father or an uncle or someone who just gives you good advice. And with him comes the card of change. All right. So change is just that. It talks about change, but it could literally be going to someplace new, getting a new apartment, relocating for a new job. On a more mundane level, it says that, it's time for you to leave the past behind. Here, along with Great Fortune. Now, Great Fortune is the luckiest card in the Kipper deck. And Great Fortune speaks to, one second. It talks about your dreams coming true, good luck, wealth, happiness, fruitfulness, and triumph. And it says that your life is aligned with your true purpose. The timing is usually associated with the summer. So we know that we've just entered into, in a couple of days, it will be the winter solstice. So we're going into the winter and then the spring. Okay. But also because this is Fortuna, and you guys know her from the La Vida Sibila cards, she typically has a cornucopia, so it says fruits and things. So sometimes it can be in the fall. Traditionally, though, it is the summertime in the card. All right. Now, at the bottom, we see the word concern. And concern can be simply someone not knowing what to do. They're not thinking straight. They are worried. They are anxious about something. Okay. And what is it? Number 33. That's right. And basically it could be somebody who has a tendency to catastrophize everything. Everything's a catastrophe. Oh, woe is me. It could be that kind of a card. Okay. But basically it talks about, on a more mundane level, particularly in relationships, it warns you to not allow your fears to overtake whatever your imaginations. Because sometimes what we fear or what our imaginations can come up with is a lot more scarier than what the actual truth is. So I always like to kind of say with that card, be careful how you are thinking and what you are thinking about, and maybe perhaps what you are wishing for. Now we come to the card Courthouse, and Courthouse has a lot of different meanings. But in this case, the courthouse is just that. It's some type of official building. where you're going to go to file paperwork. This may be get a marriage license, maybe get a divorce, maybe go down to the DMV and get your driver's license, where you might have to go do wills or adoptions and things of that nature. Coming with the marriage card. Now, for me, when I see these two cards together, it indicates some type of contractual issue. Obviously, it could be just that. It could be a marriage that is coming, but it could also be some kind of contract, because what we see is the adjudication card here. Let me let you look at that. Okay. Adjudication speaks to someone that you're going to have to deal with in the courthouse. These are usually clerks and bureaucrats, government officials, government with a small g, and what they do is they explain the process to you. So this could be the idea that there's some concern about having to go to the courthouse with this contract, or maybe try to get this marriage license, but you're going to have to talk to this person. So the adjudication card is just simply that. It can sometimes be someone coming in like a negotiator or an arbitrator. As you can see, we see the two people standing here. So sometimes this could be having to go before a board of people, an advisory board of people, and all of those people are going to be there represented. I'm still a bit puzzled by the toil and labor card. I really am. Let me see if there's any additional information that I can pull out. Again, please keep in mind that I did my own bonding with the card, so I have come up with a few other a few other interpretations. For example, here, the courthouse card. Now, it's somewhat a negative card. This guy, he doesn't represent to me like the lawyer, okay? Although he could be a lawyer, all right? Somebody who gives advice, okay? And he's ushering in change here, some kind of great fortune. But there again is some concern whether this, maybe if he's the attorney, if this guy is really a good enough attorney for you. Typically, with the adjudication card nearby or the courthouse card, it could say that yes, the person is kind of a good thing. He is rather far away from the significator, and I would say he's a significator because he came first. Okay, but then again, he could be the significator. All right, so we are definitely dealing with two different men, one younger. This guy could be a brother, he could be a husband, he could be a boyfriend, a lover. Okay, the most important male in your life. Now, I would say that there is the idea that there is a rather large sum of money involved in this. Okay. However, here, hold on. With the marriage card, courthouse, here, this could literally, like I said, be getting your marriage license or a good contractual outcome. However, the adjudication card appears at the end. And so the adjudication card, could just be saying you get there and you want to apply for the license and the person's like, no, I can't give you that license, or no, you can't get that, or here, you have to pay this fee, or we're assessing a fee, or we're levying a fine on you. I don't know exactly what this is about, but it stands for all kinds of public matters and advisors. And it's usually an indication, as I said, that negotiations or discussions are needed or will need to take place. If this is a personal relationship, it describes debates or discussions that are clarifying. If this is about a job, it means that there will be lots of participants in the role that are going to be there. And while it can indicate a resolution to certain problems, it doesn't specify whether the outcome will be positive or negative. Now, going back up here to this distant horizon card, particularly if it's near a significator card, it could be saying that this individual is prone to fantasies and delusions and maybe even like hallucinations. Okay, sometimes it can be an indication that somebody might have a drug or addiction problem. And here with the toil and labor would say that, it's something that they're working on and they're trying very, very hard to work on. With number 9, which is our change, and to me that's right in the center. So what that tells me is that there is change coming, most definitely. The interesting thing about the change card is that it talks about the change can be metaphorical or literal. So in other words, relationships, social situations, and possibly even career moves. But generally it says that someone's going to need to be adaptable in this situation. So I would say that there, the only other thing I could possibly come up with, particularly with these 2 cards, would be the idea that someone's trying to come from overseas and it's been a real struggle for them to get there. And so maybe this is why this individual has come into play to usher in the change. The great fortune. Here, let me help you get your paperwork. We've got to go down to immigration, because this card could even stand for immigration. Okay? And so you go down to immigration. We're concerned about that. We don't know how the outcome's going to be. You have to sign this paperwork, blah, 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 blah. Then we got to go stand before the person. And they got to tell us whatever the case may be, or there's going to be some kind of negotiations. And so that's what is happening for Taurus. Now we want to look at the cards that may be coming through. The Thoughts card. The Community card. That's interesting. And the Expectation card. Now that's quite interesting. So the Thoughts card is just that. The thoughts kind of tell us, what someone is thinking about. It's not necessarily next to any kind of significator. It's not in the spread itself. So the thoughts are not necessarily about this particular situation, what's going to be coming in. What it is about are the people, the groups. So this could be neighbors, friends, families, associations, networks. Let me see if I can get that thing to refocus. I think my hands were moving too fast. There we go. Right? The community cards. It's about your tribe and the people that get you. So the thoughts can sometimes be what someone is thinking about. It's about what will their mind go to. This is coming up in the future, right? But there is a timing here. And this is the Expectation card. And the Expectation card is known as, I think it's 3 months patience. Let me see. So we're looking at, in terms of a timing, that maybe this might all come about within the next 3 months, which would put us into spring. And depending on how long, since we don't know necessarily how the outcome is going to go, it could put us into the summer. But let me make sure that this card is, as I say, 3 months patience. It is a neutral card, so it implies a waiting period or no forward movement. Again, it implies your hopes, wishes, and expectations, somewhat like this card, okay? But metaphorically, it is a time for rest, contemplation, observation, thinking things through, and patience. It counsels that non-action, don't act, and allow things to happen in their own divine right time. As I say, traditionally, it's the time frame is 3 months. So I would say that if you are waiting on someone, or someone who is waiting on some important legal matter, I'm going to say within 3 months' time, perhaps that they will get this opportunity here to go down to the courthouse, do the paperwork, and then talk to whomever they need to talk to. But it may not be until summer, the great fortune here, that the situation will be resolved fully. Okay, that you won't know the final disposition or whatever the case may be. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull a Golden Nostradamus card to wrap this up. Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. And whatever these thoughts are, the thoughts are to me in the past, and that is, it's about the past, okay? Simply because of the way the card is placed. So this is about the past, some kind of past association, group, connections, you know, that maybe it's been, 2 months since the last time, or 3 months since the last time you saw the person, or you were able to spend time with the person. Okay. Hold on, because sometimes it could say, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago, but I think that's another card. Let me just check on that for you. Yeah. I think this is, it's not in the past. It's not a long time ago. I think this is somebody who's preoccupied with, as I say, their group, their community, their associations, their networks. Okay. It could even be neighborhoods. Okay. Community, your tribe, those people who get you. So, hope you formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. But again, that timing is going to be 3 months from now out to the summer. In fact, this card has a timing of June. Okay. Well, it is the Zodiac card. Not bad. Let's read. I'm going to let you look at that Zodiac card there. Number 26 it is. And the Zodiac says, the hours and days seem to fly past when experience and emotions come hard and fast. Every soul should found their actions on willpower and decisiveness. But now you are too sluggish and not reflective enough. Fortune does not smile upon the lazy. So again, this could be somebody who's got all of these ideas about what it is they want to do, but they're really not doing anything actively to help. I think that will change. Okay. And that, a good opportunity will come in. Okay. But I want to stress that this bottom row does not say that the outcome will be positive. It just says to me that the opportunity is going to come for you to go stand before, or do whatever it is you need to do, and stand before somebody who can explain the process to you. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January 2023. I hope you like that reading. And until next time, be well, stay safe. Namaste.